each. Okay. So much for background sounds because everything's copywritten, restricted. But welcome back to Now TV Canada. I am your host, Jen, and I am just a YouTube channel. So what upset me today when I woke up and turned on my phone and was scrolling through things, out of the blue, I just decided to research when the next Comic-Con tours of stuff coming up would be and where Tom Welling would be. Usually I keep track of his touring because in the security work I've done, I have been posted in security at work at events where they have these things going on. And in the last few years, he's literally avoided me like a hot potato plague. He has not attended anything anywhere near where I have been. But last year he went back to the very first place we did meet and finally take a picture. So I'm guessing that means he's had enough time around Michael Rosenbaum and the other co-stars and Jessie Rose Lee to realize, okay, this is not working anymore and it needs to be fixed. I'm ready. I give up. I throw in the towel. So I want to start with a picture, which speaks 1,000 words, about what's annoying me about the situation. So I just need to reiterate and show this again. Tom Welling has met me. He does know who I am. And the t-shirt here doesn't say Superman. It says Superwoman. And he's never asked me for an autograph to that picture. It didn't even occur to him right then, Superwoman. Oh my God, you're Superwoman. And it was the first time appearance in public for Superwoman with anyone anywhere in the world, for her story to be released to the planet in a public way, for everyone to know, okay, she really does exist. It is real. This is happening. Now we get to find out about our curiosities and all the questions in our heads, in the back of our minds for all of this time. Is there a Superwoman or isn't there? And if there is, who is she? Where is she? Why has she been hiding and what's going on? And he had it. That first time public appearance, first minute, first experience where he could have said, please sign the picture, autograph the picture for me, and act like a kid at heart, and then start chasing me around and going to events I'm going to with the picture and trying to get me to sign other things. Now, I have videos of previous materials, t-shirts and things I've made that I spent money on, that I did send to Michael Rosenbaum's previous agencies that were supporting his publicity stuff like this. Nothing was ever sent back to me, and clearly it was never delivered to them, and they never put it on and never wore it and never talked about it. But what I'm trying to do here was get the attention of the Fan Expo people from here to England, the Comic-Con touring across Canada, to please stop, right? Just stop booking these tours. Stop running these events. Stop letting these actors from America come over here and make money off of our Canadian creations and inspiration from our Canadian history. Stop giving them our Canadian money to go back to America with and live on high on the hog and enjoy easy money, lazy money, kickback money, right? If they're unemployed actors, then let them go to work for auditioning. Like, let them work for it. Let them go out there and realize, okay, I'm an unemployed actor. I'm unemployed. I have no work. I have no way of knowing how to get work or to keep working in a healthy manner. I'm talking about more than 5 lines and 5-minute scenes in mini episodes of these odd little things that make it look like they're still working. Right? Like if they're not working and don't have another hit TV show and they don't have a mega hit movie and they're not like mega big like Mel Gibson or Brendan Fraser by now, then step back and take a look at why. Right? And when you're using the success of other people and other places to keep money coming in for yourself, to keep yourself busy and moving around, obviously that means running out of options, right? Ideas or solutions on what to do to keep their careers in the limelight, to keep themselves in a cycle of promotion. So my thought here, it's simply about the horse and its rider. Often the case here for success, this leads to Jamie White's celebration of when he came home and she's like, oh, congratulations, you're out of work party thing happened. Which, by the way, he stayed with her even after she did that. It comes to fruition here because she did not know how to keep Tom Welling an employed actor. And this Jessie Rose Lee knows nothing about how to lead a horse and its rider. She doesn't even know what I mean by the reference of that. So I'm saying that if you don't know the size of the horse that the rider's needing, anybody in any horse world would know you have to know the horse for the rider in order to be able to lead the rider on the horse. To lead a horse, you need to know what needs to be done. So for him to continue working as an actor, you kind of really need to know what to do for him and about his career for it to keep going. And I've been here for the how many years now? 10 years. My work has gone back from the time I started when Heath Ledger passed away. So it was like 2008, 2009, where my YouTube channel, this channel, was making videos shortly after the show came to an end, talking about new sets and new locations here in Canada, where we could continue to make new episodes of the TV show so that it could continue to run and so that it could match up with a Supernatural, which ran for 15 seasons. So Smallville shot itself in the foot. Everybody shot themselves in the foot and brought something great down because of not allowing natural selection to take place, the natural order of things for the right, real thing to happen, right? That I am the right, real, true Canadian creator that has written this work, all of it, which time was never going to deflect or change, and which not talking about, ignoring would ever go away or make any less true or different. So I'm making this video today because I'm praying that the Fan Expo people this time round will watch the video and realize they need to start helping me get out there on tour and promoting this work for me separate, right? I don't need other guests or people with me around my work because I wrote all of it by myself on my own. I've been there the whole time. I'm making a point here about Tom Welling. I'm making a point about the fact that I know the size of the horse he needs. And I know exactly where he needs to go find the horses he needs to go ride and sit on and experience the right experience that he's been looking for based on the size he is. I didn't know that he was like a basketball player kind of big, hockey player kind of big. I just, until I walked in to take the picture with him and I was looking it up. And then I'm realizing the context of our relationship because of how far back I go as a writer and following his career as an actor, his early modeling years. The point is that my career was big enough to go with the context of what his problem is, which until I saw him in person, I didn't realize the size of the problem, how big the problem was. And I'm the only one to this day, 10 years later, that still can handle the size of his conflict, his problem, his issues. I'm still the only one that can lead him and the solution that is needed. This is part of what led to the divorce with Jamie White, because she could not keep him working as an actor. She didn't understand what he was doing, or how to get into it in the way that she could, still love him and make a difference, where they could stay closer together like best friends. She was so confused about what he was doing at work and all those co-stars and all that stuff they were doing on the TV show. It's the same stuff that upset me, that triggered me, that sent me off. It's the same stuff that made me say my oldest teenage daughter can't watch it and make me inspired to go, I'm going to write something better. So I want to get Fan Expo to get in touch with me, futureproductions.online.com, futureproductions.online at gmail.com, please. And talk to me more about the details of how we can connect it so that they're coming on tour this year in Canada isn't going to be a waste of everyone's time or money. I don't want to go into the Let's Talk About Tom Welling episode too much in this episode. It's just about me saying, please stop. Stop letting them come here, take money, going on tours, and then leave with the money to go home and live a nice, luxurious life, or kickback off of our Canadian characters and inspirations. We are the content creators for superheroes like Superman and Wolverine. And there's a bigger history there where you could do an actual podcast episode or a staged book show at these events talking about Superman and the people behind it and Wolverine, instead of having them over here talking and repeating scripts of episodes of a TV show that was brought to an end because the material stopped being good enough at the end, where everybody, including the stars, were getting mixed emotions on how they feel about the work they were doing. So they didn't get 15 seasons out of what could have been a good show. So stop everything you're doing. Help me get him to a place where he can finally go and see the right size horses for the right size experiences he's looking for, which he cannot do without the right lead in the context of what to do about his continuing career opportunities and continuing education in psychology, and obviously in relationships as well. All of this was really about me just wanting to work with him all the way back at the beginning of his career as Charlie Baker in Baker's, in my titled version of A Baker's Dozen, around the Steve Martin series of Cheaper by the Dozen. That's what caught my attention, and that's been the inspiration and the design behind my desire in all of what I've done. I wanted to write enough big stuff, good enough resume of experience to impress Steve Martin. And I've done that. And I want James Gunn to have to review and reflect on what he got the time to do in these 10 years that essentially didn't need to be done at all because I had already done it in first draft. So let's get this show on the road and get it fixed so that I'm out on tour so we could talk about it. I can read and share new stuff, the stuff everybody's hungry for or wants to hear. Let's fix our Canadian economy. Let's give Canadian acting and a European people opportunities to grow and learn and be excited and enjoy the work I have. So I'm going to go because I have other things to do today. I just wanted to stop in here and do that little spiel about what upset me, about what I was seeing today, about the promotions of what's coming for 2026. He had not been in Vancouver the whole time I was there working on promotion of my work, and winning the $1,000 grants 3 years in a row and performing my poetry and stuff. He's avoided it. Now I'm in Gatineau, Quebec for Christmas of 2025. And all I wanted was a Valentine's for Christmas. I want to go ice skating on the outdoor Rideau Canal, which is the largest outdoor ice rink in the world, and finish my Charlie Brown movie, and do other things with different characters that I wanted him to be able to enjoy playing, rather than it just always being around Clark and Superman and Smallville, right? It's a dead horse. It's undersized and behind us because of how many years have passed and how old we are now. And it's time to move on to new stuff, new material. I don't mind making animation and cartoon and having some fun on stage with the material I have with the Smallville reunion movies that have been done in first draft since Canada Day 2020. That's fine. But I want to go on to the other visions of things I desire to do. I want to practice the flute. I want to get good and make up for lost time. And I want to go to New York to do that and play with some really good people and be students with them. I want to work with Steve Martin and Martin Short in Murders in the Building and so on. I want to go visit places about his life in places that if you don't know him, you don't know. And I won't get into that here. I'll get into that on another episode of Let's Talk About Tom Welling. And so that's the complication about him. Right. So that's the reason that we need to work together to make it better for everybody so they get what they want. And I finally get what I deserve. And everybody is happy with the outcome for 2026 as we move forward around the catastrophe of Donald Trump in the White House and COVID. So let's post-pandemic improve our lives together. So this is Superwoman signing out. Yes, she does exist. Yes, there is a story. Yes, there is movie work, producing work, directing work for everyone. So just get in touch with me and learn more about that. Send me your resumes and headshots, and let's, make a future together. Okay, so peace out from Future Productions. Superwoman signing out. I'll be back with more other things that I can talk about with appropriate titled episodes around what we're talking about. Okay, bye. Thank you, Fan Expo, Comic-Con tour people. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Peace out.